Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Sire the Gamer 1, and today we're talking about Dragon Ball Legends unfair battles in PvP. So we're gonna talk about that today. So subscribe, give a like, and let's get this. So guys, today we're um, Dragon Ball Legends PvP has been uh, overwhelming, I would say, with each opponent that you fight in PvP. It's a lot. It's harder to play PvP than it used to be, because at first it was like a little bit easy back then, but now it's people are just out here just hacking and modding, trying to be better than everyone, but no one's better. But the thing is that when a person fights in PvP, people don't like to play fair because they think they can always win, but you can't always win because you're not the best in the game, okay? That's what I would say. But at the same time, it's just like when you fight PvP and you're fighting an opponent, and your opponent's not, if your opponent is not letting you attack him, it's either because he's cheating or and having infinite vanishing. So someone's been probably hacking. The modders are not supposed to be on Legends. If they keep on coming back playing PvP with this mod and hack, it's gonna be another ban wave if you know if there's another hacker going on. But yesterday I caught two modders who was hacking the game. Um, and the thing is, I forfeit the match because they were hacking and modding the game, and I know that I'm not supposed to be playing. I mean, I don't play against modders or hackers. So what I do is forfeit automatically because, for one, the Bandai, Toshi was already explained it to us plenty of times. If you see a person hacking or modding in PvP, don't engage the fight. So when I seen two modders yesterday, I didn't really engage. I just forfeit because, for one, we're not supposed to engage in hackers. And there were two hackers going on in PvP. I reported them because, for one, they were hacking, and not only that, it said connection is unstable. So if you see a player with connection is unstable, or unable, stuff like that, um, you want to forfeit that match and report that player. It's either because he has bad connection, or either because he's a modern hacker. So it's either one of those two. But at the same time, it's just like when you play PvP and you're fighting your opponent, and if your opponent is not letting you attack him and he's just vanishing all the time, that means that's still cheating even though there's no mods or hacks. You're still cheating in PvP, just without the mods or hacking. You're just having, well, I can't really say infinite vanish because not all players have infinite vanish when they fight, but players, they be cheating. So it's like that's what makes PvP so much harder than it is that because yesterday I didn't have really no unfair battles yesterday when I played PvP, because Not only because of the hackers and modders and cheaters and stuff, they're not even supposed to be entering the game. They're not even supposed to be playing the game with mods anyway. Because Toshi already told these players plenty of time not to be modding and hacking in PvP. They still don't listen, and it's probably going to be another ban wave, like probably next year in probably January or February. There'll probably be another ban wave, maybe. I would say June, really, but it can come early. But someone's like for letting these players know that we're not supposed to be engaging in combat with modders and hackers. And I have heard that some people are still refunding in Dragon Ball Legends about a week ago. So someone is still modding or hacking when some people are still refunding, basically. And that's not what you're supposed to be doing in Legends, because it can make these people upset, I would say. And Toshi do not like when people refund, or people modding and hacking in PvP. So, but I'm saying, like, the unfair battles are so hard to play. I think you're the best player and you want unfair battles, you're stupid. Because for one, no one's better. And for two, it's just why you even hack or mod the game? Why should you do that? Like, I don't think it's a good idea. I remember this video, my latest other video. I was talking about hackers and modders is not supposed to be cheating in PvP. I think that was my last one. But this one here is just like, this video is supposed to be about unfair battles in PvP. So yeah, but I'm saying, like, people in PvP don't like fair battles. And the thing is, they think they're better than everyone, but they're not, because they're so bad at the game. So they just choose to hack and mod when they're not supposed to. And that's a consequence when you mod and hack, because you get your privileges taken away. So that means you won't have access to the game. Your account will be erased and stuff like that. So I don't think it's a good idea. And I think modding, no. The thing is, about PvP is people think PvP is just some rising rush kind of play. It might seem that way, but when you play PvP, it's all about skill, challenge, and fair fights. And people don't like fair fights because they just want to be better than everyone, but you can't. There's no way to be better. The only way to be better is just by your skill. Like, practice makes perfect, but at the same time, it's about skill, challenge, and fair fight. So it's not really about people. Well, it's a little bit of rising rush in PvP, but I'm just saying, like, PvP is not just based on rising rush like that, because people can easily fight without a rising rush, and it's all about skill, not about rising rush. So PvP might seem like it's just about rising rush, but it's more than that, because it's mainly about skill, challenge, and fair fights. That's basically what PvP is mostly about. It is about the rising rush as well, but the rising rush isn't the point, because for me, I can fight a player without rising rush, like 20 people without a rising rush if I wanted to. So I don't even have to use the Rising Rush if I don't want to in PvP. But sometimes I just do it anyway. But, if I feel like it. But I don't use Rising Rush all the time because some days when I do play PvP, I don't even use Rising Rush really. Sometimes I just fight the player and just use my um, ultimate art, and that's pretty much it. But sometimes when I do fight an opponent, sometimes it's a fair fight and sometimes it's not. But for me, it's just that for me, I want fair fights in PvP, not unfair fights. So if I see a player like, oh, he's an unfair player, I just rather quit. I'd rather quit that match because, for one, it's just fighting an opponent that likes unfair fights is just not even a challenge. That's more like cheating. Kind of like similar to um, hacking and modding, but not specifically because if you don't have any mods or hacks on your phone and you're still playing PvP, you can technically still cheat without mods, but I don't think it's guaranteed to still cheat because it's not what you're supposed to be doing. Especially in PvP, is just like I see a person being skilled played in PvP, but some players is just not skilled, but attempt to cheat. So it's just not really okay. But lately, I haven't been really seeing mods or hackers lately, but now I have caught two modders yesterday who was hacking PvP, and I reported them straight ahead because, for one, they were doing it. But the unfair play, let's say if you're fighting your opponent and he's a hacker and a modder and he's an unfair player, that's not appropriate. Because, for one, that makes a person really angry if you even think of doing that. Stuff like that, it's just not really okay. So for me, it's just like, I'd just rather forfeit. If I see a person who's just an unfair play type person and a modern hacker, I'd rather quit the match. I'd rather just do it in an instant, bro. I would straight away I wouldn't even report him unless he was like, unless he had unable connection, then I'll report him. But if he doesn't, like let's say if he has good connection and you still know he's a modder, you could report that player still. But sometimes you just don't want to report and you just leave it. But sometimes it's just like some players, like sometimes when you fight an opponent and you don't want to like report that player, sometimes you have to report it anyway because it's better experience for the game. And lately, for the last, I think yesterday, I had unfair play, so I was just like, players are just not letting me. Like yesterday, players was not letting me attack, bro. I don't know, like if they were cheating or something like that. They just wouldn't let me fight in PvP. So I was just like, I quit. So I just got off the game. I took a rest off of it. Stayed away from PvP for until the next day. But it's mainly what I don't like about PvP is unfair fights, unfair play, basically. It's just I just don't get it. I just don't get. In my previous video, like these players are just out of control. They're all crazy. I just like, why? Why these players do that? You know what? I think about a couple of months ago there was a ban wave, But then that ban wave came up to players' accounts were getting erased like it was nothing. But that's because people were hacking and modding and vendoring as well. And then there were players even refunding. And now we just have players that are still modding and hacking, but not very many of them. But they're supposed to, but I'm talking about all the modders that's in Dragon Ball Legends, they all supposed to be banned. They're not even supposed to be continue playing because, you know, that's not. We really don't. I really don't like fighting people cheating. Or if you're a player that's unfair, I don't like you. So if you're let's say if you're an unfair player in PvP, I don't like you. I don't want to fight you. You're just a cheater. Even if you don't have any mods, you still cheat because you won't let your opponent fight back. That's technically cheating. It's not being better than anybody. It's not being better than everybody. It's being like you're just being a cheater basically in that sort of way. So for me, it's just like when I play PvP, I'll always let my opponent hit me because it's all about fair play. So let's say if I attack first, I attack a couple times, then I let him attack me. I don't dodge it or nothing. And then I just let him attack me so it can be fair play. And that's what makes it a good game, say GG, technically. But sometimes players are unfair. They just want to mollywop your characters in one single blow. That's how players want to feel. You know, they think they want to be better. But you can't. There's no way to be better than any other player. Technically, it's all about fair play. Who might win with a good skill? It's all about the skill. It's not really about, oh, my character's power level is stronger than yours, so I'm just gonna mollywop your character. No. There's some players out there that are skilled, can take out the strongest unit in the game, like right now. Like Vegito Blue, I have the weakest characters, most likely. Most of my characters have at least about 3 stars. Some might be more than that, but I have like mostly the weakest characters because I'm not aiming for characters that are the strongest. I'm using characters that are weaker but being more skilled in PvP. So it's all about the skill. It's not really about, oh, my character's power level, he's the strongest, he got 14 stars, so let me go in PvP and mollywop someone. Like I care. I can take out a 14 star with a weak character. I can use the Ginyu Force and knock out your 14 star, okay? Like it's all about skill, bro. It's not always about power. Yeah, power you might need to make damage to your character, but it's really not. So it's really about PvP is just really about skill, challenge, and fair fights. What makes it a good game. And say GG after you finish your match. It's like, but when you see a person who has unfair play and who thinks who's the best, I just think you're a stupid player because for one, you're not better. No one is. And that's what PvP seems like when a person cheats. They just want to be better than everyone because they're bad players. It's really not about cheating, you know. It's all about skill, and some people don't even have that in Legends, and that's why they, mess up. People have no skill in PvP, and every time, let's say, if I win a match right now, what did that tell you? It means I'm skilled, more skilled than that person. It's not about, oh, my character's too strong. I can use a weak character 1 star and still knock out your 7 star character if I wanted to. Like, let's say if I had, okay, so let's say if I had Vegito Blue at 2 stars, And let's say if you have Rage Trunks at 7 stars, I can mollywop your 7-star Rage Trunks if I wanted to. If I want to be skilled, I can go ahead and do it, you know. But it's all about skill in PvP. It's not all about how many stars. Do stars matter? For some players it does, but for not for everybody. Because for me, I don't think stars matter for me because I'm always using my skills and not the strongest character in the game. I understand, like, ooh, this character's so strong, he can take out one unit. Okay. And I can use a weak character and knock out your Vegito Blue if I wanted to with Rage Trunks. Let's say if I have Rage Trunks at 2 stars and I fight your Vegito Blue, I can take out your Vegito Blue. It's all about the skill, bro. It's not all about who's stronger. The strongest character doesn't matter. In Legends, the strongest character doesn't matter. Except a Zenkai. Like, if you have a Zenkai unit, then you really don't want to face that because, because none of your characters have a Zenkai. Or if it does, go for it. Except for that, except for that red Zenkai Gohan, that Super Saiyan 2 red element Gohan, that Zenkai one, I would fight it, but I rather use the same Zenkai. Like, I would just want to match up with the characters that have Zenkai. So let's say if I have, let's say if my opponent is using Legends Road Blue Trunks, and let's say he's a Zenkai 1, I'll fight that. It don't matter. Like, I have Bardock at Zenkai 3, so I'll fight that, But if you have like a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan red unit and he's a Zenkai, like let's say Zenkai 3, I'd rather not face it because technically that Gohan is too strong. It's like when you try to fight that unit, you can't win with it. So technically I don't care, but I just use one unit. And one time, a couple days ago, I used Super Saiyan Future Trunks, the red unit. I used one unit in PvP with Goku Black, and I one-shotted, well, not one-shotted all three of them, but like I took out all three of them and won the match with one unit, with one red unit. I took out freaking Goku Black green unit, and he was like 7 stars. See, it's all about the skill, bro. Because for me, I can use one unit in PvP and mollywop a whole team. Okay, that's how skilled I am. And like PvP, people think that using Goku Black, he thinks he's the strongest. He's strong, but I can take out your Goku Black at 7 stars with the freaking red Trunks. And purple, the new purple Vegeta that came out yet a couple days ago. I can one-shot you with that. With one unit, bro. With that Goku Black. That green one. I could take it out with 7 stars. I did it before. I did it once. I can do it again. But that's only if I want to be skilled or not. Because I can choose not to be skilled and be a poor player. I can pretend that. And I can just let you win. But that's because I don't care. Like, I don't want to face that. Like, sometimes PvP, sometimes facing a unit that you don't want to fight, just bring out one unit and you'll just let him take your character. Because for one, sometimes you don't feel like you want to fight. Let's say if you're fighting fusions and I'm fighting with hybrids, and I don't want to fight fusions, right? So I just bring one unit and just let him just mollywop my one unit, and that'll be the end of the match. That's because I don't want to fight fusions. I'm tired of fighting fusions, and ever since the Super Saiyan team that had a Zenkai, first Zenkai, I quit. I stopped using fusions because my fusion teams are no good anymore. Because I don't have Vegito Blue on the field. Because on my account I can't get blue units in Legends that much, or green units. But the reason why I only have Kefla because everybody was getting Kefla when Kefla came out. So that's the only reason why I got Kefla. But I have only a few green units and a few blue units. All the rest of the units are all red and purple and yellow, because that's the main colored characters I can get, is mainly red, purple, or yellow characters. I can't get blue or green characters in Legends that much. So like the green metal cooler that came out, I can't pull him because he's a green unit, and I can't get green units that often. Sometimes I can get lucky, but for the last few months I haven't got any green units. The latest ones I ever had was Kefla. Kefla was the only green I got in the banner when she came out. But lately I have other few green units, but not much. Neither is blue units. I don't have that much blue units either. I only have like maybe 5 or 6 blue units, but all the rest is all like red units and purple units and blue units. I mean, not blue units, I mean yellow units. But most likely I got red. I get red units easy in Legends. But, so like I said, PvP is all about skill, challenge, and fair fights, not unfair fights, and thinks who's better. Well, gotta hand it to you. I gotta go. See you guys in my next video. Hope you like this video. Subscribe to my channel, give a like, and see you in my next video.